Okay, let's talk about the weird hearing tests. If you were in GATE in the 70s through the early 2000s, you might remember these. And for the algorithm, this is strictly for entertainment purposes. Many of us remember these hearing tests being different than the standard school nurse version where you raise your hand when you hear a beep. Like, these were off, and they happened in trailers, boiler rooms, back offices. Many recall sitting in a room, sometimes alone, sometimes with a small group, and being told to raise their hand or push a button when they hear a sound. But these weren't normal hearing tests. The tones were described as extremely high pitched, sometimes almost imperceptible, spatially strange, as if the sound was coming from inside the head and not from speakers, and sometimes accompanied by vibrations or sensations in the body or the ears. Some say they were told not to react unless they were absolutely sure they heard something, implying a psychological layer to the testing, and some recall binaural or directional sound tests. A few former students described tests where they were given headphones or placed in soundproof rooms, and then sounds would alternate from left to right, some that were so subtle they questioned whether they imagined them. Others describe intermittent buzzing, warbled frequencies, or click patterns that felt more experimental than medical, and still others remember something akin to acoustic sensitivity screening. Some recall being told they had sensitive hearing or could detect frequencies most kids couldn't. And a few were later diagnosed with hyperacusis, misophonia, or synesthesia involving sound. Others never received any explanation, just a vague praise and observation notes. Many times the hearing tests were conducted by a man in a suit with a briefcase who would just show up one day at the school. And then others mentioned the presence of two-way glass or being told that others were observing them during testing. A handful of people even report electrodes being placed on their head during the auditory portion, suggesting neurological monitoring. So why would this happen? There are several speculative theories circulating. Neurological profiling, testing how sensitive the child's auditory system is for cognitive mapping or sensory processing analysis. Screening for anomalous perception, identifying the children with ESP tendencies, synesthesia, or ultra-high frequency perception. Pre-screening for advanced research programs. Some believe that these tests were part of DARPA-funded research or university-led studies on gifted populations, especially those tied to pattern recognition, auditory memory, or psychic phenomenon. So tell me about your experiences with the old brown or gray headphones, and please like and share to help me reach more people who may have experienced this. Have a good day.